Yeah. You know, there's some days, honestly, I don't press start when I say I'm going to press start. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that way.
That's one of those days, yeah.
Yeah, that way nobody goes to jail. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We don't say anything that we don't want people to hear.
Ted gets to come back next week.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be so great.
Not persona non grata.
Yeah, that would be so, because I listened to this, so I did something I never do. I worked out before the show because I hadn't worked out in like 5-6 days. I know, I look buff. But I was listening to this show, and it's weird to listen to the show the day that you do a show. Yeah,
you were listening to last week?
I was listening to last week's show. Yeah, the mustard guy. Oh, my God.
He was so funny.
He's a funny guy.
Dude, what do you have? Oh, you have your Niles Park District card? You join my gym? Oh, wow, great. That's what I want, more people at my gym.
I thought maybe he joined the mustard club or something.
Joined my
No,
gym.
you talked me into it.
Oh.
Because there's never anybody working out there, Jackie. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's empty.
It's always empty.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to. I mean, I don't mind if there's people in the gym, but it's nice
It's nice.
to have a gym to yourself.
Not to have to fight for the equipment.
Yeah. My $15 a month gets me unfettered access to everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cheap.
It is. It's not. I mean, it's not fancy. There's absolutely nothing fancy about the gym and the damn whirlpool, or what do you call it? Yeah, whirlpool.
Hot tub.
They won't turn it back on. Ever since COVID.
I would just go fucking sit in it.
I did. I was butt naked, so it's just in the guys' locker room. Yeah, I just sat there because I like to sauna, steam room, whatever. I like to be completely naked to make everybody else uncomfortable.
Wait, is there a sauna and a steam room in there?
No. There's just a hot tub.
Just in general,
Yeah.
if he's in a sauna or a steam room.
Yeah. So I just brought a bucket of water, and I just sat in there, butt naked, and just very little. I just trickled water over my head, and I would look at everybody that walks in because it's all glass, and you're looking into the locker room, and I just do this. I made that noise.
No, what's the movie?
Creeper.
Irene Cara, where she pours the water on herself.
Flashdance. Flashdance.
She's pouring the water. She's like, "Are you leaving behind?"
How the fuck did you remember the actress's name but not the movie?
That is pretty
that's
wild
insane.
that you would remember
her name. I could never.
Are you bending over back on a chair?
Irene Cara was the girl who sang. It was Jennifer Beals as the girl that danced.
Oh, gotcha.
You remembered the singer.
Jennifer Beals, that's her
Yeah.
name?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was
Teddy,
the actress. Yeah.
Teddy, you know why that's not going to work? Because your microphone's too low now.
Oh.
Your seat's too high and your mic's too low. So, yeah, you're going to be, like, always up. Yeah. Yeah, so Jennifer Beals, she just died, I think.
Oh, no, I think it was Irene Cara.
Irene Cara?
One of them, yeah. One of them.
No, the actress. I think the actress chick died.
Oh, she passed away?
Yeah.
Okay, oh.
Yeah, she was like, I think she like
Oh, did she have
hot,
cancer?
not hot? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know how anyone dies.
Yeah.
What's that line? Your heart stopped. Yeah.
Ultimately.
Oh, that's my favorite line from Running Scared. Yeah. What'd he die? He jumped off a building. What'd he die from? Rapid deceleration trauma. Yeah.
Is that right?
It doesn't sound as bad when you say
Did
that.
they do an acronym first, though?
No.
Oh.
No. It's a whole.
I love that movie. Man.
Oh, man. That is, I'll tell you what, not just because it's from Chicago, but I could watch Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines in that movie probably once a week and be happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly love
They're
that
really
movie.
good together.
Yeah. They were really awesome.
He's dead now, right?
Gregory Hines has been gone. He's been gone. He's been gone a long time.
Yeah. Billy Crystal's still around.
Yeah.
And not funny
I always
anymore.
love this game.
Who's alive? Oh, yeah.
Who's alive?
George Burns. He just seems like he's alive, but he's been
George
he's
Burns
been gone.
is so dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Who's one of the Golden Girls? She just recently passed away. Betty Davis or something.
Betty White.
Betty White.
Yeah.
Yeah, Betty White. She was actually, you know what? Even as old as she was in a bunch of movies and
Yeah,
TV
she was
shows.
pretty
She was
spry.
very funny.
She was very spry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very with it.
She was very
Yeah,
spry.
I was very impressed.
She
with
died
that.
like right before her 100th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like days
Right?
before.
Yeah.
You're
a
right.
couple days.
Yeah, that's that's a good life, man. You know, as long as you're still, kind of with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We golfed with a guy who was 80, in our golf league, Pat. Is he 87?
Yeah, that's amazing.
87.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's in great condition, man.
Yeah.
Great condition.
Oh, you told me about him, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He said
great guy.
he just straight as an arrow.
Yep. Straight as an arrow.
Like 150 each.
Yeah. I don't think he could hit it hard enough to hit it out of bounds. I don't think he could go sideways.
Nice.
It could only go forward.
I think
Wow.
me, among other people, have losing records against him overall.
Yeah, it's just another guy. An 87-year-old
Demoralizing.
man is just another person that Teddy has lost to. Yeah.
Oh, and here's how crazy golf is in Chicago. For our listeners, it's about 50 degrees and raining, right? It feels like 40 degrees.
It's a lovely day.
I drove by Tam. There's people golfing like crazy out there right now.
Yeah, once the weather changed, once there's a couple of days,
Everyone
I think people
gets the
just
bug, and they just, no matter what.
Yeah, because, I mean, how many sports can you actually play Like, you got to be in a league to play basketball. You got to get 10 guys, right?
Yeah.
You got to get or 8 guys, whatever. I mean, our Stan, who's on the show a couple times, well, 2 times technically.
Right.
Yeah, he plays basketball, and it was like on Thursday nights. He's like, yeah, canceled. We only got 4 guys. Everybody else broke in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it makes it really tough.
Yeah.
All right, so I gave everybody homework. Remember?
Yes.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so the mustard guy quit his job, right? He was the assistant state's attorney
That's right.
for Wisconsin.
Right.
Impressive. Argued in front of the Supreme Court
Yeah.
with a jar of mustard, a stolen jar of mustard in his
In his
pocket.
pocket.
He said he quit so he could do the mustard thing. So I asked you guys after the show, what would you quit if you could quit and be, successful? You don't have to worry about money or anything. What thing would you do that you absolutely love? Jackie, you can go first.
That got me thinking a lot.
I know.
I thought for quite a few days. So I decided I would open a plant shop.
Plant shop?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like plants.
Yeah.
Sell plants. Everybody's happy in a plant shop.
You're right.
nobody comes in pissed off like, I gotta buy a fucking plant.
Right. They go in there because they have the time to go buy a plant. They walk around. They figure things out. They're just happy when they leave. And I like plants, so that's what I would do.
Oh man, okay. I like that. That's pretty cool, right? Because if you're going in to make your yard nice, you want to put some plants for that, or you
Or
got
a
to
house
The house
plants.
plants. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, because there's a store
Like
that
a
also-
Like a greenery, or
Right.
yeah.
You sell
Yeah.
a bunch of really cool pots and
Yeah.
stuff that people love.
See some of those greenhouses out in the out in the boonies, where we're part of the farms, and that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
They got their
Well,
own
people have
water system.
greenhouses around here. They got like stuff that you can use, and I think they can grow stuff all year long.
Yeah,
or pretty
absolutely.
close to
Yeah.
all year long.
Like the one at Lincoln
Yeah.
Park Zoo, that greenhouse that has all those different plants
Oh,
in there
yeah.
from all around the
Oh,
world,
yeah.
with the big
Yep.
tropical, with the pond with the huge goldfish. I always thought that was pretty cool. And it's always very humid in there, but it's a good humid,
We
so-
have a membership to the Botanic Gardens.
I like
had
that
it
place.
for a long time. We
I like
go there
that
a
place.
lot.
Yeah.
We used to go there a lot with the kids, but we go there probably once a month.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, Marquise, what?
Well,
would
similar
you...
to Jackie, to
Got
be
you
honest
thinking?
with you, I thought she was going to say clown.
rodeo clown,
Rodeo clown.
or the one that gets out of a car, or the one that gets out of the car with the 20 other clowns.
I
There's a
hate
big
clowns.
difference.
Yeah, I
They
want to be
they
the
creep me out.
world's
They creep me
creepiest
out.
clown. I want to be a clown with really long fingers and a bulge in my pants.
There's no such thing as a good clown.
Yeah, Master Beatty the clown.
Caught on Ring doorbell again.
Whack off the clown.
Dude, I did a thing. Jackie knows I like to when I know somebody's listening. I'll just start a conversation, and you just have to go in, and I'll be like, "Hey, did you like that clown I sent to your house? I did this with one of my buddies," and he's like, "Yeah." I say, "Yeah, I know. What is your kid? 10th birthday?" Yeah. I go, "Okay." I go, "Well, I had Master Beatty the clown for my my kid's 8th birthday, and the kids loved it." And you can see all the people because you got to say it loud enough, but not too loud, right? And they all look over. Did he say Master Beatty? Yeah. And I go, and some of the tricks he can do with his, and I don't say it. Some of the tricks he can do with his, it's amazing. And he's like, yeah, the kids loved it. I'm like, I know, it's so cool, and they'll grow into that.
No, you know what you need? We need a clown for our birthday instead of the kid's birthday. I'm having a clown for my 53rd birthday.
Has anybody ever come up to you and say, "Hey, do you have one of his cards?"
Oh my!
Hey,
that would
I'd
be
like to say, call me after the show's over.
dude, that would be the best revenge for them to call me out. Okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
Go ahead.
I started it. I actually, I want to. I'd be a farmer. I'd have a farm with animals and some crop.
Wow,
I mean, that's what I'm going. That's my plan. Like in 2 years,
that is really
have
cool.
some animals and yeah, man, just fucking work the land and the animals.
Yeah, so my buddy George, his son, a weird story, his wife's family had a farm. The oldest son is supposed to get it. He didn't want the farm, so they offered it to him. I mean, he's a city kid forever. He's been doing the farm now for about 12 years.
Wow.
Loves it. Absolutely. Looks like a farmer. We went out he's down in Springfield, Illinois. We went down there to go golfing a month ago and golfed with him. And he's telling us all about, he's got everything that you could possibly, combine and thing. Yeah. He loves farming.
Yeah.
And he is so into it, man. He starts talking about it, and I'm just like, dude, 20 years ago, you were living in a condo downtown Chicago working at a bank. And he goes, yeah, I know.
What a change.
I know. And he's good at it. I mean, he had his wife's family is helping out, at the beginning. But yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I'm sure there's a big learning curve with that. You got to figure out how to take care of the land and the animals. And
see, I'm going to go into it like Green Acres,
Or like I'm pretty sure you
With
could
Zsa Zsa
YouTube,
Gabor?
you could
Just
YouTube
not knowing
everything
what
these
the hell
days.
we're doing.
Most of it, yeah.
just
All right,
no
wasn't
idea.
that the premise of that show?
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I think he just, he just
they
didn't
left
want to be in New York
Manhattan and went
anymore.
to
Keep Manhattan. Just give me that countryside.
What a great show!
All right, Teddy. Anything.
You know, the funny thing, I had an ant farm when I was a kid. I don't know if that counts. The ant farm where you order it,
Ted,
you buy the kit.
if you
with
could
the
do
That's your
anything,
passion?
Yeah. So,
what is your passion?
okay,
Ted?
so since everyone said farming, I can't say farming. I was going to say emu farm or turf farm, but now I can't say that. So what I'd probably do is
wait, you were going to grow just grass that people grow in their yard.
it's turf. It's specialized
Sod
turf.
farm. It's
Sod
called a
farm.
sod
Sod
farm.
farm
okay,
or turf
okay.
farm. Yeah, I thought
Okay.
that was pretty cool. I saw one in Wisconsin one time. But no, I'd probably invest in real estate full time. So what I would do is I'd have a nice house that I wouldn't live in. I would rent it out, and I would have the tiny house in the backyard. That would be my house. So I'd have like that 300 square foot house, brand new, of course, with all the amenities. And yeah, I would probably invest in real estate full time, just tool
You'd
around.
be like
and-
Mr. Roper. You'd be like
I'd
Mr.
have a
Roper.
sweater.
Wait, from Three's Company?
The landlord just walking around collecting rent.
I'd have
Living in the back. He's going to live where all his tenants are.
I'd have a golf
Like
cart.
Mr. Furley. Mr. Furley.
Oh, Mr. Furley.
I'd have a golf cart. I drive around with the tinted glasses with the half bourbon in, and the bathrobe that's slightly open. It would be might be
Yeah, that's what I'm
appropriate.
talking.
Yeah, you know.
Who did
Oh
you guys
my
like better,
God.
Mr. Furley or Mr. Roper? Don Knotts or the other guy?
I liked Mr. Roper better.
Yeah, I'm a
Mr.
Mr. Roper
I
guy.
like-
I think it was like Norman. His name was like Norman. the
Norman
actor.
Fell.
Norman Fell. Yeah.
Something like that.
I
Something
like-
like that. Yeah, I can't believe I remember that.
Yeah. It's a
I
weird-
watch way too much.
Pretty
TV.
certain he's dead.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
100%
Wim-
certain.
Wimpy, he gone. Yeah.
Well, Don Knotts just died not too long ago.
Aren't they? Everyone's in that show is dead.
You know who's alive? Dick Van Dyke. He's like 97. He's still alive.
I'll tell you right now. I think he's funny.
No,
as hell.
Suzanne Summers is still alive.
Susan.
Is she
Summer.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean she's like 70. She still looks pretty good. You know, I'm sure she had some surgery.
Did
but-
Janet die?
Who cares? She was.
okay.
yeah.
I know the guy. What's his name? Jack. What's
she's
his
still
name? The
Jack Ritter died a long time.
He died.
ago,
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
died like 20 years ago. So
Yeah, yeah. He was not well. All right, so that's very interesting. All right, so if I could do anything.
Oh, we didn't ask you.
Oh,
we didn't
well,
ask.
okay,
Nobody's
let's get this
asking.
show started.
All right, go.
Yeah,
Please say
All right.
clown.
Tell
Please
us,
say
Matt.
clown.
Please say clown.
I would be a turf clown. No,
Be a turf monster.
no. You know what? I'd like to work on a golf course. I'd like to fix it up and get everything nice so that it was
like superintendent. Yeah.
or just like a
Like fucking Bill Murray. What was his
exactly
character's
like
name?
Bill Murray.
Except he'd be competent in his job. It's a difference.
Where did that come from, Ted? Who would say that? I could be completely incompetent, but yeah, I'd like to make it nice and change it up and kind of design things. I feel like I got a brain for that. I know there's professional.
Oh, you
golf-
want to
like golf course
do,
designer.
like more than just a maintenance guy.
Yeah,
you don't want to
yeah.
just rake the
No,
sand.
I'd like to, because when you play a course,
do the
you
design.
you think
Yeah.
about it, you're like, oh man, if you just did this, it would be so much better. If you did that, this would be so much more
That's
playable.
a college major now.
It's been a college
Yeah.
major, I think, for a long time.
Has it? Okay.
Well, because like you guys are always like, oh, I didn't like that one because it had, they
Yeah.
were too narrow, or I didn't like that one because it had, whatever. Or I did like that one for whatever reason. So yeah,
I didn't
take
like
all your
that one 'cause
knowledge
I,
and
yeah, I
I
didn't like
played
that one because I
terrible.
played terrible. Yeah.
No, that's a great idea.
I quit.
quit.
Because the funny
I
thing
threw
is,
my stuff and quit.
it's actually doable because I think all you need is about 100 acres for an 18-hole golf course, and then design depending on the lay of the land. You can design it any way you see.
What does it
You
cost?
could do it on Ted's property.
Yeah.
Ted, this is perfect. Oh man. Okay,
He'll
so
invest in the real estate, and you'd make it.
okay, so
into a
step
golf
one, win the
course.
lottery. Step
Okay.
2, we make our dream.
Step
course.
3, fill in Ted's swampland.
We need one more
we
bucket
need,
of
we
dirt.
need back. we need to backfill his 100 acres.
No, you know what we could fill it in with? Clowns, because no one would be unhappy.
The corpses of clowns.
Yeah, that'd be the thing. It's just like a mass. There's a mass like they're
Grave,
all
mass
gone.
grave?
a mass grave of clowns, and all there was you just hear in the background this.
Is that like the Indian burial ground in Poltergeist? That's
Yeah.
what caused them all that problem.
Are you guys scared? Yeah, it's clowns. It's clowns. I'm terrified. Who knows what they're gonna do?
This would be a good movie.
Oh man. Well, hey, they made Winnie the Pooh, and they made him a murderer. So yeah, you could do anything, right? What if the next one was Winnie the Pooh on cocaine? Cocaine Pooh.
Cocaine poo.
That would be so bad. Oh man.
Didn't Cocaine Bear win like a
Come on, don't
No,
say
it didn't.
award?
An Academy Award?
Either one of
No,
the
it just
Golden
came
Globes
out.
or
Something.
no, because I think it came out like
Oh, did
at
it
the
came
end
out
of the
last year? Technically,
Yeah,
okay.
Oh man.
I think it won for something.
What best bear?
Best
Best-
high bear.
Best cocaine, best bear. Because usually there's a lot of like cocaine in movies, right? I don't know. I don't see any. All the movies I see are just like superhero movies. I don't really watch anything.
Yeah,
else.
there's no cocaine in those. Scarface was a superhero, though, right? Wasn't he?
He was. Yeah. He say hello to my little friend. Yeah, he was pretty good. All right, Teddy. Are you ready to do some tip stuff?
Are we going to start the show?
I'm ready right now.
Yeah, but I just want to know if he's ready to go. He's writing stuff down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the earlier the
I thought I
better.
was going to catch him again.
Earlier the
No,
better.
I got it.
This isn't a gotcha moment, Mark. This isn't
What?
a gotcha moment.
He did forget to send it out, though.
I did tip. Yeah, I just
The
sent it to Teddy
question,
today.
yeah.
That's good.
Man, it's been. I was gone all weekend golfing, and I've just been.
You're just having a good time gallivanting through the
Yeah.
countryside.
I'm trying to get different guests and talk
I was
to
hoping there wasn't
people.
going to be a tip because I didn't do a song.
Oh,
It's okay.
wow,
You
that
didn't just come
sucks.
up with one on the way
You
over?
didn't do a song?
Yeah, maybe I did.
Oh, you piece of garbage. All right, let's try it. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me are these three goofs: my sister Jackie, Ted, and Mark. See, nothing else. I didn't even do it. I had no time, so I didn't know what to say.
That's
Nobody
it.
say
He didn't
anything.
make up
If
any.
we didn't respond just now, nobody would think.
Nobody even know you're here.
We're
Yeah.
hungry. That's all you need to know.
Well, that's coming, Ted. When
You're
our
not
guests,
hungry. This
when our
fucking this
guest-
dog that's circling us is hungry.
Oh yeah, I got 3 dogs now. Yeah, I got 3 dogs, and the only one that can come downstairs is down here because we have a crap load of food
Yes.
that our guest, that Teddy picked up from our guest, because our guest runs a very awesome barbecue restaurant. So we're gonna get to when he's on, we're gonna get to eat, and yeah, so it'd be kind of shitty for you guys. It'd be like when we were drinking and everybody got drunk. Really drunk? Yeah. But now we're just going to be full. So we just do it. You'll hear a lot of this. Oh, go ahead, Teddy. Ask a question, man. I got the full belly sleepies.
It's torture smelling
you
all
got the meat sweats.
all the food
yeah.
and not being able to eat it yet.
Well, and the fact that I'm not going to eat any of the meat, and it just smells really, really good.
Got a lot of good sides, though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got some good stuff.
Can partake.
Yeah, I got some really good stuff. Okay.
Oh, did you tell him what? Did you request certain food?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just said.
So Mel just
like a
put-
sampler,
yeah,
like
good.
a sampler
I
platter.
just said,
Good, cool,
send us
yeah.
some stuff. Send us some stuff that we're going to do the show. We're going to talk about it. We're going to eat it.
It's very generous.
Yeah,
You
send
give
us
us a
some
very
stuff
generous
and,
amount of
and,
food.
so
Yeah.
that we can kind of do this. All right, let me do our sponsor for today, and then Mark does have a song because I can see him getting on his phone.
I do. I'm trying to figure out how to keep my phone on.
I
so
know,
it
I have to
doesn't
do that.
shut off.
Yeah.
I have to do that. I'm completely. This is the least prepared I've ever been. Everything is just written out. I usually type it all up and it's all neat. Now I have to read my sloppy ass handwriting.
Can you read your own handwriting? Because I know I can't.
that's
Which
the
Oh,
way-
you
problem.
wrote, you're reading your handwriting.
Yeah,
right
so
now. Oh,
I
nice.
printed almost all of it
Yeah,
because
I know,
once I
yeah,
start
yeah.
writing,
Yeah.
unless I like take my time and try to write really pretty,
Yeah.
it ends up being a mess that makes no sense.
My
to me.
handwriting has gotten worse over the years. Now I just look like I belong in a locked psychiatric ward when I write stuff down. It's just
Scribble.
Yeah. All right, here we go. A message from the Florida Board of Business Affairs. Are you a company or individual that has a great product, but maybe your company is a little racist or homophobic? Or maybe your product is very profitable, but slightly dangerous to the user or the environment? Bring it to Florida and let's make millions. All you need is your startup fee in cash, and you can do whatever the fuck you want to whoever the fuck you want. If it's against the law, we'll change the law or just ignore it. The Florida Board of Business Affairs wants you to come to Florida and join the movement. Disclaimer: the Florida Board of Business Affairs does not want your company here unless you are white, straight, and have a history of, or will soon be harassing, young women, the elderly, anyone of color, or have any ideas or beliefs that are different in any way to the Emperor DeSantis or his minions. Thank you. Dude, that is, I'm telling you, man, they are going to
They're going to get a lot of business.
they're going to get a lot of business, man.
Yeah.
That is just tell it like it is, man. That's what I love about Florida.
Oh, did you hear? Just hear this. This actually came out today, where DeSantis said he doesn't want to have any Chinese investors in Florida buy anything there because he doesn't want China in Florida. That was a real story today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Tomorrow
He
it'll
called
be
them
the Koreans.
He called them the CCP,
Yep.
which is the China Communist Party, obviously.
Why,
So,
you know what? Yeah. I mean,
no CCP in Florida.
nope. I can see that. I absolutely can see that. And pretty soon, Ted, each day they'll just add a different group of people that he doesn't want. Yes, unless they have a lot of money and pay him money, because I guarantee you, if China started handing him money hand over fist, that sick bastard would take their money in a heartbeat.
Oh, he's for sale.
Yeah, and just tell him,
Absolutely.
instead of Wang or Ping at the last name, he would just say, okay, just change that to Jones.
Jones, yeah.
Jones and Smith.
Vote him out.
Yeah, vote him out.
Vote him out.
That's what you got to do. All right, song it up, my friend.
All right. Well, I'm running down the road trying to crack this here code. Ted's got 7 different tips on his mind. 4 say he's a flower. 2 say take a shower. 1 says be kind and rewind. Teddy tip me. Teddy tip me. Don't let the sound of your own voice drive you crazy. Lighten up if you still can, 'cause we won't try to understand. Just find a place to make your plan and tip me, Teddy. While Ted's tipping into a listener who lives up in Whistler, such a scary sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, it's about to be bored. Slow it down, Ted, and look at me. Come on, Teddy, don't say Betty. I gotta know if your new tip is even ready. Follow Ted, and you won't win, and you will never be the same again. So open mind, Ted's climbing in, and tip me, Teddy. Ooh, ooh. I got another verse.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No,
I
you
was
don't.
surprised he let you do 2.
Yes, I was surprised too. I was very surprised at myself.
He just went for it. He didn't have the pause where usually you say no.
That is very good.
That was very good,
idea.
though.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay,
That was my favorite.
That's a very good
One of
song.
my favorites.
That's a very good song. Okay, so Teddy, this kind of fits because we have a businessman coming on, and we talked to a guy who kind of quit his job and went with his dream and ran a mustard museum last week. So this one kind of works. Ted, I need your help. Right now, I work in a large company in logistics. It pays well, but is insanely boring, repetitive, and I had to go back to the office, and the people are like robots. I have a friend who started a small film production company that has taken off, and he asked me to join the team. My salary will be cut by 60% at the beginning, and I get no perks, but I get a 10% ownership in the company and a chance to be my own boss. What should I do?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I'm going to assume this gentleman is probably in his early 20s. I'm guessing, just kind of
tips for 20s. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's assume he's making $100,000, and now he's going to be making what, $40,000, right? With no benefits.
That was kind of the numbers I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
So yeah, it's just easier for me to take 40% off of 60% off of 100. Because if you said 75, then I'd have to actually take a calculator out.
Teddy makes $92,438.
So I'm going to tell you a quick story. So, and I think I told the story before. So back in the day, in the 1970s, when Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak started Steve Jobs and Wozniak started Apple Computer.
He could pronounce Wozniak, but not Jobs.
Jobs. I like saying Jobs.
It's fucking insane.
I like saying Jobs.
Harder name that he can say. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, those two guys. There was a third guy who was their angel investor. So basically, this third guy lent them $15,000 as like seed money to start the company. And when they got their first Apple Computer order on consignment, the guy got cold feet and asked for his money back. So they gave him his money back. And then what happened 20 years later, this guy ended up selling concessions at a minor league ballpark in Vegas, and he could have been a billionaire had it not been but that $15,000 spooked him.
Was that his dream job, though?
Selling
hot dogs at a
Maybe.
Well, it is now.
I see where this
it
is
now.
going, Ted.
So
very nice.
So the analogy is, yes, you should definitely go for it. You should quit your present day job. Take a flyer with this job, so when you look back at your life, you don't have any regrets. And if it doesn't work out, so be it. Because let's face it, there's going to be other jobs in logistics, and realistically, people in their 20s and 30s switch jobs every 5 to 7 years anyway, because that's how you get more of a pay increase versus staying with your prior company. So it's really a no-brainer. I would take, and plus in the tip it said this is like an up and coming company, or it's
he said it's a small company, small film production company, but I guess it's taken off in the last couple of years.
Taking off, yeah. So that sounds like it's trending up, yeah. So you get an ownership stake, which you're not going to get in any logistics company, in any type of entry or mid-level management job. You might get stock options, yeah. So basically, there's a vested interest. So the harder you work, actually, in the job you might take, is actually more of a correlation of what you might make. Well, no matter how hard you work in your current job, you're always going to make whatever your annual salary is, no matter what. Period.
Yeah, and can we help with cocaine Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
That'd be
We've
our
already
next.
had the idea.
Yeah.
And the clown field where it gets burned.
Okay.
Right.
Cocaine clown? Yeah. I don't. Cocaine clown Winnie the Pooh? Oh my God, Winnie the Pooh just like a clown on cocaine.
Yeah. Or he
I
killed
just
all
won
the
an
clowns.
Academy Award. I
He
just
killed all the
won
clowns
an
in a
Academy
few, yeah.
Award.
So the tip is take the second job, take a chance, do it for a couple of years. Worst case scenario, let's just say whatever your quality of life is now, you have to downsize. Let's just say you have to move back in your parents and you have to live in the parents' basement. Is it worth it if like say 2 to 3 years from now you're making exponentially more than your current logistics job, which sounds like kind of most jobs are simple process related tasks that are mundane tasks that are boring and repetitive, as are most jobs, not just logistics. So yeah, I'd say go for it. Try it for two to 5 years.
and
So he's already got the job. He doesn't have to deal with Ted's famous HR thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, no HR.
Yeah.
No HR
Don't let him
department
follow
to
you
deal
out
with?
to the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
And can I just a side note for my son who's going to listen to this show? Going back and living in your parents' basement is not an option. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
It's actually a pretty nice basement.
Yeah. Do you want him laying here? You want him laying here doing whatever he's going to be doing while we're recording? I don't want.
Well,
that.
I might lay here and
Yeah.
just
Ted, you be sitting in his dirty underwear. Yeah, you go up to his room. It's a oh
get
man.
some pizza boxes out. Little.
that'd be absolutely brutal.
I'm gonna have a porcelain bell to ring when I need something. Like, Matthew, can you please fetch me a glass of water?
Fetch
I
me
would
some Crown
love-
Royal.
Fetch me.
You know what? I would love to see that.
Fetch me a handle of Crown.
And you know, Matt say, "Well, come up to the top of the stairs and do that."
Yeah. Bye.
And then push.
I'm not falling for that. Come to the top of the. I'm not falling for that. Come to the top of the stairs
You'll say
trick.
this. Ding.
Ted
Ding.
never goes to the top of the stairs while you're home.
I think that was a really good tip by Ted. Again, very well thought
we're-
out.
We're never going to get a
lucid.
request. We're never going to get any more requests.
Where's the
He
stalker
just ruined the whole
questions?
thing.
Yeah, I'm waiting. That's just low hanging fruit. I need something.
Listen, I can only pick what people send to me. I haven't gotten any. Well, like I said, some of the stuff is not
Not
useful.
useful.
Not even I would say some of the stuff. I know people are just seeing if they can get whatever they're
Yeah,
going to say
yeah,
onto
right.
the show. They're not really wanting tips. That seemed, these seem pretty genuine.
Yeah.
Right. And I always want to see where Ted will go. Right. Like what kind of films you guys make? Like snuff film? I honestly,
Right.
I thought he would go into the whole snuff
No,
film
we need
thing.
to. Yeah, he needs more Crown.
Yeah. Well, he has no. Well, I don't know what he does. I'm not going to ask. Don't tell me what you did before you got here. Do not tell me how.
Whatever he did, it
I did
doesn't
a
kick in.
DoorDash. I did a DoorDash delivery. That's what I did.
Whatever. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You got a reward for it too.
Yeah.
Does that make me look fat? By the way.
Yes. That
Sweat
no.
outfit?
The sweatpants. The sweatpants make your fat makes you look fat.
I really do think it's funny you're wearing the exact same fucking clothes from that picture.
It's hilarious. That's too funny.
Yeah.
It is very comfy.
Yeah, Mark gave us. Mark gave us a picture. Really cool. And
Like
it's
a
me and Teddy.
canvas, yeah.
it's me and Teddy on this really cool canvas, and we're at a golf course. And I'm standing there looking good in my college shirt and my really nice golf pants. And Ted is literally wearing exactly what he's wearing right now. He is sitting at this microphone, and in the picture, he is wearing the exact same
Yes.
thing.
That's not true. I'm
Identical.
not wearing golf shoes.
But they're in the car. Look at them.
No, Ted is sockless. It's 40 degrees out. Ted is sockless
Oh, yeah, he's
in
wearing
sandals.
flip-flops.
Yeah, he's wearing flip-flops right now. All right, so let's get to our guest here. He's patiently waiting. Our guest today is Mel Thillens from Mel's Craft Barbecue in Park Ridge, Illinois. That is right here in the neighborhood. Mel, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, Matt. Thanks for having me. Happy to be
Mel.
here.
Yeah, we, you know what? We found, actually, Mark found you first when we talked about this. This is a couple months ago when we were
Yeah,
talking
because
about
I still
this.
read the newspaper.
Oh, yeah, and you had a big write-up in the Tribune
Yeah,
that was
the Tribune,
really
yeah.
cool.
It was an awesome
Yeah,
write-up.
yeah. That they like me. They really like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. it was a really good review. I'm glad they love the food.
All right, so don't be mad for everybody who's listening. We are going to start eating right now,
Okay.
while we are doing this, because Mel sent over some stuff, and, man, these guys were, every once in a while, they'd be talking and be licking their lips. This was going to be a really weird sound at the beginning of this show. It's just
have
going to
a
be,
salad, man.
oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna bury it in barbecue sauce, because I love barbecue sauce. All right, so Mel, you guys just celebrated your first year anniversary, right, on May 1st?
That's right. May 1. We opened May 1 last year, so
All right, so
we had a great time.
So let's think about this, because you obviously been planning this for more than a year. Start us back. Like, when did you first say, I'm going to open up a restaurant, a barbecue restaurant in Chicago? When did you think that, like, that's going to happen? This is the thing I want to do.
So I was just a backyard barbecue guy. I like throwing parties. I like feeding people, and I would do lots of cooks in the yard and invite people over. we've got a Memorial Day parade that goes right by the house, and my wife used to get mad because I'd invite the entire parade over to the house after after the event. And I'd put as much meat as I could fit on my big smoker and feed hundreds of people every Memorial Day. That led to some catering, and so I ended up doing some catering from friends and family. And really during COVID, when everything was kind of slowed down and everyone was kind of looking and saying, "Hey, what am I doing with my life?" was when I said, it's time for me to do this thing. I've always had a passion for barbecue. I always enjoyed doing it. I like being a host. I like making people happy. So I just I took the plunge and I decided to start putting the business plan together and moving forward.
Okay, so I'm going to let these guys have a few more bites before they start answering. I know.
Well, I just have.
I'm happy right now.
But yeah, so let's talk about that.
Over to...
Yeah, because we all sat through COVID and we watched business after business after business go under, right? And here you are coming out of it. I mean, you got to be nervous, right? You got to be really nervous about that.
I was, and I don't know if I'm brave or stupid or both, but you're right. I was watching this all go down, and I kind of thought, one day COVID will end, and we'll come out of it, and people will will want to go back to restaurants, and people will want, and I naively thought I'd be walking into a situation where people were looking to work and everything was really cheap because there was so much demand and not enough supply, or so much supply and not enough demand. But that isn't exactly what happened. But we were we're able to make it work, and I'm just happy to be part of the restaurant industry now. It's fun.
Okay, so I love this, and I think I feel like I wanted to ask every person that's ever been on this after their first year, but what is something that if you went back a year and you said, I got it, like right now you're just like, oh man, if I would have known this, like right before I started, what is that thing you'd like, man, I wish I knew this and this would have made my life so much easier? Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
That's a tough question. There's a lot of things I've learned, little things along the way. I wasn't a restaurant guy. I hadn't worked in a commercial kitchen before. So learning how a commercial kitchen works was a bit of a learning curve for me. It took me some time to figure out just cooking in that kind of scale and how to work in a kitchen with other professional chefs and that kind of thing. So if I wish I knew when I opened what I know now in terms of working in a commercial kitchen, how to make that work, how to make sure that the people around you know what you need done, and they know what you're doing, and just cooking on that kind of scale. If I had started a year ago with the knowledge I have now, I'd have gotten over a little bit of rough patches.
So do you have any Gordon Ramsay moments? Where you just lose your shit and just start screaming at everybody. You call this barbecue? I wouldn't feed this to my dog. Wait, I love my dog. I wouldn't feed this to my cat.
No, I that's not my style. I tend to be a little more chill than that, a little bit more collaborative than that. Plus, it's barbecue. We're not in a 5-star white tablecloth place. We're working with fire and meat and a big smoker, and the smoker gets you come home smelling like smoke and meat, and it's a lot of fun, and we don't need to necessarily be screaming at each other all the time.
Just a side note, so far every bite I've taken has been amazing. Yeah. This is absolutely delicious.
That's why I'm not talking.
That's why we're so quiet.
Yeah, so you guys need to ask some questions.
I got some questions. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got brisket, we got turkey, right? I think we got some ribs. Is that right, Mel?
And then got this here.
Mel, can you hear Mark? Oh, let me see here.
I can hear him a little bit. I hear that they're enjoying it. I hear the grunting and the oohing and eyeing.
So we got brisket, we got wings, we got ribs, we got some turkey, right?
Yep.
Some sliced turkey.
That's correct.
It's unbelievable. So the barbecue business in Chicago is uber competitive now, right?
That's right.
It's kind of like the craft beer, like all these guys. So we've had some craft beer guys on. Do you guys get along? Is there an industry where you get along with your fellow barbecue guys, businesses?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's really cool. When I before I opened, I went and saw the guy, one of the guys who runs Smoke over on
Oh, yeah.
Pulaski.
Yeah.
Barry
Yeah.
Sorkin.
Yep.
And he's a great guy. And he took a couple hours out of his day just to kind of tell me some of the things he did right and wrong at the beginning. And it's funny, and almost everybody in the restaurant industry tried to talk me out of doing this, and now I know why. It's a tough industry. But Barry was real supportive and a real great help. Some of the other guys that I've met, guys over at Green Street and which is in the West Loop, and Brad at Station 1 down in Plainfield. I mean, the barbecue industry, barbecue guys tend to be cut from the same cloth. So if you ever happen to get two of us together, it's entirely possible that a bottle of bourbon will be opened and a lot of war stories will be shared. And they're great. Also, I've been when I went down to Texas before I opened, I did a little Texas tour, and almost every one of the people who run some of the best known places down in Texas were welcoming, and they giving of their time and sharing all the information they can. So it's a great industry to be part of, because everybody, it's like a big team.
See, I was worried about that because there's another barbecue place that opened Park Ridge too. Did you know they were opening when you opened your? Yeah, I guess they opened right before you, right?
They opened a couple years before us.
There's a couple years, okay. So you knew that going into it, yeah.
I knew it going in, and ours is a little different. We've got a full bar. We cook over all wood. So a lot of other places use either gas or electric heat, with some wood burnt just for flavor. But we use wood for all the heat and all the smoke. We're using prime brisket and Berkshire pork, and all natural turkey, and it's a little different. It's a little I like to think it's a little highly crafted.
Well, I got to tell you, I've never had smoked turkey before. This is unbelievable.
It really is.
Dude,
so
when
juicy.
you just said that, yeah, I was like, this is it blew me away. It was unbelievable. I've had brisket, I've had everything, but this smoked turkey is incredible.
The seasonings on the ribs are
Yeah, so I did my research, right, because I got to do this, and I'm looking this up. Now, you probably know this. There are 17 different kinds of barbecue, 17 distinct types of barbecue. You ready? Memphis, Kansas City. There's literally Kentucky, Virginia. There is now a California and Chicago style barbecue. So are you kind of, I know you're following Texas, but are you kind of thinking about like making, like a Texas, but with a Chicago kind of slant on it?
That's exactly right. So, the ribs that you're enjoying, you'll notice they're baby back ribs, which is not what they do in a lot of places down south. They'll do a big spare rib or a St. Louis cut. Baby back ribs are what I grew up eating here in Chicago, and while they're good at some of the places that are mainstays in Chicago, Gale Street Inn and Carson's and Twin Anchors, those aren't really barbecue. Right. They're a different style. But I wanted to do baby backs anyway, but do them in a way that is real barbecue and using what I know about how to work a barbecue pit. So baby back is a nod to Chicago. We just rolled out a special on Saturdays and Sundays, an Italian beef sandwich that gets a trip through the the pit.
Wow.
Oh,
and
man. And
so
it's coming off, and you're slicing that for each sandwich?
Exactly right. We smoke roast on the pit, a round roast, just like they do for Italian beef. And we roast it up to medium rare, and we use the au jus with Italian spices, but it's got a little hint of smoke to it. So it's something that really makes me happy to kind of do something that's so Chicago, but still through the barbecue pit.
All right, where's the bread from for the sandwich?
We're using Toronto bread.
Oh, that's it, man.
Yeah,
you hit it, man. You gotta. That's the best. Yeah. You're perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it sounds like your cooking method is more personalized because it's obviously more painstaking to cook it through wood only versus electricity. which obviously separates you from some of your competitors, perhaps.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm spending all day looking. At least every 20 minutes or so, you got to poke in, look at that fire, make sure it's going all right, make sure the wood's laying correctly so that the heat is the right temperature, and playing with fire all day long.
Yeah. So do you ever watch these cooking shows? Not for that. Not that you don't know what you're but for like reconnaissance purposes. Let's just say there's a new barbecue place that opens somewhere in some remote town somewhere. It doesn't even have to be Texas, where they just have some secret sauce that, wow, whatever they're doing, would that almost prompt you to like make like an impromptu trip there to kind of see their method of operation, where you can sort of use that for your own, because that's what I would think if I was like a restaurateur, like if there's somebody out there doing something.
I don't know if you can see me over Zoom, but this body was not made by eating vegetables, my friend.
That's what I was going to say. I see all these shows on TV, the barbecue pitmasters and all that stuff, and none of those are little guys, and that makes me think that they're making food that they like to eat.
Oh yeah, man.
Right?
It's a passion, dude.
All right, so
that's right.
So again, I love my research. I know, and I know you're a Texas style guy. What is there? 3 kinds of Texas style. Is there East, West, and like Central Texas? Is that right? Is that?
Yeah, you know what? If you talk to 200 barbecue guys, you'll find there's 200 styles of barbecue. But yeah, and it all kind of. And what's kind of cool is that everybody learns and borrows from each other. And if one region's doing something particularly good, like in Carolina, they do whole hog barbecue better than anybody. And I've talked to a lot of guys in Texas who are learning how to do that whole hog just the same way that the people in Carolinas are, and bringing that back to Texas. So it all mixes and matches. And the guys in Southern California borrow a lot from Texas, and they look like they're doing some great stuff. There's a guy up in Connecticut that's killing it, and he does things his own way, but with a lot of influences from all over. So there's it's all mixing and matching. You learn from each other. So while there might be an East and Central and West Texas style, depending on what list you're looking at, they're all learning from each other and taking the best of what they can do for each other.
So I know everybody does pigs, right? Everybody does hogs, but I mean, we live right here, and just to the north of us are like about a 10 billion deer. Have you ever thought about doing a whole deer or something and putting on a spit?
Venison on
Yeah, venison is. I mean, venison. Listen, I haven't had it in a while, but it was one of my favorite things on the planet. I mean, that would be pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I get on a trip with my brother-in-law every fall. I missed the last one because I'm running a restaurant, but we used to get out hunting every once in a while. And yeah, venison's some good meat, although it's pretty lean. When you're putting meat on slow and low on a pit, you need some intermuscular fat, which is why I'm using prime brisket and why I'm using the Berkshire hogs. The deer can get a little lean, so you got to be real careful with it, but you can turn out some good stuff.
See, I never knew that until my dad. My dad was a big hunter, and my brother with him all the time. But he used to send the meat to a butcher that used to make some summer sausages, and he had to add fat to it because it was too lean.
That's right.
And it was, I mean, and in doing that, I mean, I never knew that. My dad's like, and they were still super, super lean. They were like on any other kind of like summer sausage you could get, still lean. But believe it or not, he had to add fat to it, or else it would just be gamey and not have, what all the other stuff you need.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Now, do you do barbecue competitions where like you go for a weekend and play against somebody? I don't know.
Compete.
Yeah.
I've done a handful of them. There's one in Park Ridge in our local town that some guys have put together. That's just kind of they call it a backyard style event. It's only one day, and you only do ribs and chicken as opposed to brisket and pork as well, because those big 3-day events are huge. But that's a slightly different style. Those guys are making it so that the judges get one bite, and they're trying to get as much flavor into one bite as you can. Some of that competition style stuff, you couldn't eat a whole slab of ribs like that because it's got too much stuff going on. So it's a little different. It's a little different style, and I love the guys who are into competitions. And I've done my share. And I'll tell you, some of my best days are days that you start at 6:00 in the morning. You set up in some parking lot, and you start cooking, and you pour yourself a vodka grapefruit, and you go from there. Make sure you're sober enough to turn in the stuff on time.
It's like a Bears game, tailgate.
That's right.
So Mel, is there like a meat that, like I say, is like not popular? Like say for example, bison. Is that a meat that could be? What do you think is like a meat that's not
Too
like,
lean.
popular, but could be a good barbecue that isn't like really mainstream?
Well, we do some lamb, which is
okay.
nice. We do a lamb shoulder.
I love lamb.
Yeah, we do a lamb shoulder, and we put it on a pita with tzatziki sauce and tomato and onion, and it tastes a little bit like a gyro, but a little bit different. So you need something with a lot of that good fat in it.
Gotcha.
Bison's pretty lean. Most of your game is pretty lean. And you can do it, but you got to be careful. You gotta not take it as far as you take, say, a brisket or a piece of pork shoulder.
Right. So Matt's a vegetarian, but he eats fish. Do you do any salmon or any trout or any smoked?
Oh, yeah, we do. Especially during Lent, we did a salmon sandwich every Friday, and I've done salmon for catering events too. It comes out really good.
Nice.
We did a special dinner here. That was kind of an invite only thing. And we did prime rib, but we also did smoked shrimp cocktail, which came out really good.
Oh man, does that sound good? All right, so let's say you got your guys in the back and you're out front and you're doing your thing, and somebody walks in and is like, "Hey man, I've never been here before. What do I have to have? What's the thing? Like I got to eat in 10 minutes. I want to have your best thing. What would you tell them to eat?"
If it's your first time here and you haven't tried it yet, go for the brisket. The brisket is
unbelievable.
That's our signature item. It's a tricky piece of meat to cook, but if you get it right, man, it just melts in your mouth.
This is melting. It's incredible.
Yeah. You guys are literally killing.
I think the brisket's all gone.
This is like going to
didn't have any of that one.
This is like being a recovering drug addict and going to a crack house, and everybody here says this is the best crack I've ever had.
I've never
This
had
is my favorite crack.
Listen, I know.
This is my favorite crack out of all the cracks.
I've had millions of cracks. This is my favorite crack.
Well, Mel, we do have one question. The sandwich. What's all on the sandwich? We haven't.
So that's our Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and we do that a little differently too.
Okay.
Everything goes through the smoker. So it's a chicken thigh that's been slow smoked. Well, first of all, we take a chicken thigh, we marinate it in buttermilk and some spices, and then we rub it with some hot Nashville rub. Throw it through the smoker, cook it up. Then we put some Nashville hot sauce on it and a little drizzle of Alabama white sauce. It's
the whites, yeah, that's what their specialty is, right? What's in the Alabama white sauce? Just out of curiosity.
Alabama white sauce is mostly it's a mayo-based sauce. People in Alabama created it for poultry for the most part, so they'll take a whole chicken and dunk it in a bucket of this stuff.
Man.
And it's mayo, horseradish, a little bit of lemon, some spices, some cayenne, some Worcestershire sauce.
Nice.
I can't say Worcestershire. I know
Worcestershire. What time are you open till tonight? We're thinking about coming over for a beer.
Yeah, we're gonna come by after the show.
We're gonna patronize you for real.
Yeah, and it's fun. We got a softball team we sponsor who's coming here after their first game. So who knows how late they're going to be drinking, but we can stay open till 2. As long as there's somebody drinking, we'll hang out.
Oh, okay. No, we'll be by after the show.
You know what, Mel? Did I mention that I'm in this?
Unbelievable.
Did I mention that I'm in the 16-inch softball Hall of Fame? Did I happen to mention that? I haven't mentioned that in several shows, so I thought I would just throw.
My grandfather was in the same in the softball Hall of Fame too.
He's older than me, Mel. He's older than me.
Yeah,
you're not drinking for free. You're not drinking for free, by the way.
He founded Thillens Stadium, which was a softball stadium up on.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you guys have that stadium, and everybody knows Thillens Stadium. We all played there.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to see King and his court there and all that kind of stuff. That was
short porch in right field.
Yeah.
Hit one out.
Oh
there.
yeah.
Is that like Lincoln Avenue?
No, it's on Devon and
Devon. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is fantastic. And you guys have your family has an armored car delivery company, right?
That's right. That's what I did for most of my professional life. So I grew up working at Thillens Stadium, and that's where I learned, a little bit about the industry. I was making hot dogs and snow cones and popcorn, And then
That is literally what every child from the age of 8 to 14 ate every single day. Those three things.
and then the armored car industry. I right out of college, I started working there, and I worked there up until I decided to do this.
Well, that makes sense. Armored car delivery, running a barbecue place. That's a natural progression.
Well,
Yeah.
Ted's been planning to rob an armored car for a long time, right, Ted? You've been working on that business plan.
They just caught 3 guys who robbed an armored car for like $1 million, but through an Apple that AirPod thing that they tracked them back to their house. I don't know. It's so funny. So.
That's how. Yeah. Wait, they didn't video themselves stealing that stuff, because that's how everybody gets caught now, right? You video yourself doing it, and then you post it online.
post it. Yeah.
Like, hey man, just robbed 5 houses down on the North Shore, got like $1 million worth of stuff.
No
Check
one
out the video.
knows.
Right.
Well, however you got to cooking barbecue, this is amazing. Everything that we've tried is just
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So good.
So how
So
often
juicy.
do you experiment, like, and you just do something, I mean, like, completely different with something, and just to give it a try? I mean, is that like something you guys are doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's where we've got weekly specials that all started as an experiment. So, and that Nashville chicken started as an experiment. That Nashville chicken sandwich started because I meant to buy a case of wings, and I accidentally bought a case of thighs, and we didn't know what to do with it. So we started playing around with it and made that Nashville chicken sandwich.
I like chicken thighs better than I like chicken. I mean, I'll eat a chicken wing, I guess. Like I tell everybody, I'm a vegetarian, but as soon as you throw about 6-7 bears in me, I will literally eat everything that I can see.
I smoked wings
you've
yesterday.
got to try these wings.
Did you?
Yeah, I smoked wings. I smoke wings, but they're not as good as these. Obviously,
Yeah.
These are really good. Mine are smaller. I smoke wings all the time, but they're much smaller, and I just do a dry rub like you. But these wings are.
Yeah, it's because
They're
he's
phenomenal.
he's a professional.
I know.
That's why.
I know.
Yeah, but
All right, so do you guys pick beers when you're doing this? Do you guys have beers like the selection? And we're going to find out tonight. So I'll tell everybody next week when we're on the show. But did you pick them specifically to go with like barbecue food?
Yeah, and we first thing I knew we needed to have was Shiner Bock, because
I love Shiner Bock.
It's a great one. We've got that on tap.
Oh, get one ready for me, sir.
We have Lone Star in bottles, which is always a fun one.
I have never had a Lone Star.
So that was a nod to my Texas time, and then I'm always looking for something that has a little bit of citrus to it or sharpness to it to cut through some of the heaviness of the barbecue. We've got a good 4 or 5 ciders that actually go really well with barbecue. So something with a little sweetness or a little acidity to it or a little bit of sharpness to it goes real well with barbecue.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Well,
All right.
you've got a great guy right down the street from you, your neighbor, Beer on the Wall. He's been on the show before. Ryan Tracy.
Oh yeah, you got to hook.
Do you know Ryan Tracy from Beer on the Wall, right down the street from you?
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's been on the show before.
Yeah.
and-
Oh man, he got us really drunk. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
he
getting us full.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting us very full.
I'm just
but-
really full now.
Yeah, Ted. Listen, I've never heard Ted not talk this much.
right.
Yeah, and I've never seen him eat this much. It's really funny. Every day when I talk to him, he tells me what he's had to eat that day. I'm not messing with you.
Now I don't have to
Yeah.
because you.
But
saw
he didn't mention anything. He came in with the food, and I put it out. And I'm like, we're not going to eat until Mel gets on here. And Ted did one of these. He goes, why? I'm just like, no, Ted, no. Yeah.
So Mel, how many the heat? So you got some what are your hottest sauces here? One is what do you got here?
So we've got the darker red one is our sweeter sauce. I call it Mini Mel's.
Okay.
That's what my family used to call me when I was slightly smaller than I am now. And that's got a little bit. That's got some sweetness to it. It's got some molasses. It's got some secret ingredients. And there's a hint of clove in there, which I borrowed from, or I pay homage to Russell's barbecue sauce, which is
know that place.
I was just at Russell's the other day. Yeah, great sauce.
and and I always wondered what that flavor was in there, and they put a little clove in there, and I put just a hint of it in that Mini Mel sauce. Yeah, the lighter red one is called Texas Twang. It's a vinegar-based sauce with some Texas flavors in it, some cumin and some heat. and that one's supposed to be our vinegar. It's our vinegar-based sauce, but it also has a little nod to some of those kind of Tex-Mexy flavors. And then our gold sauce, the mustard-based one, that's it is exactly what it says. There's a lot of mustard in there. There's a couple of secret ingredients to kind of round that out. But I didn't want that to be super sweet. So oftentimes you eat a mustard sauce and it tastes a little bit like honey mustard.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to be that. I wanted it to be a little bit more sharp than that.
Yeah, we got to hook you up with our national. We just had a guy in last week from the National Mustard Museum in Middleton, and they have a contest every year. What I think it's August 5th is when they do it.
Yeah,
and they have a sauce based thing, mustard sauce,
a barbecue sauce category.
Yeah, and you could get your sauce in there and win that.
I have to make sure everybody knows that Ted has the meat sweats right now.
I got it now, yeah.
He's full on meat sweats.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, he is not a human being anymore.
No. Right.
Good,
yeah. This is honestly, that's the way he looks when he's drunk. Yeah, he's drunk on the meat.
I'm drunk on good
You
barbecue.
sound like a man
Drunk on
after
good
my own heart.
barbecue.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's funny when it rains, I notice that we get less business, and I never understood that, because if I decide where I'm having lunch, it could blizzard, and I'm still gonna go get lunch.
Same,
wherever
yeah.
I decide
I know,
to have
right?
lunch.
Sure.
So, are you a heat guy? Do you like to heat? Spicy?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I love food. You got to be crazy to get into the restaurant business if you don't love food, because it's trying new things, and especially places at mom and pop locations and places that are doing it by hand and the right way. That kind of stuff makes me happy.
All right, you misheard me. I said heat, not eat. Heat. Do you like Do you like spicy food, like heat, like hot stuff?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
That's
thought you
okay.
said
That's
you liked
hilarious,
heat.
dude.
Yeah, no, I do like some heat.
Okay.
I do like some heat. I don't necessarily want to blow my face off, but I definitely like a little spice.
Do you ever have customers come in like, I want hot, I want some hot stuff?
Like ghost pepper hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have some customers like that. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine just brought me a whole shaker full of ghost pepper powder that I'm going to start seeing what I want to do with that.
That's where I was going with. I got some at home. I do the same thing. I dehydrate Carolina Reaper peppers and ghost peppers.
Oh God!
Every year I didn't do it last year, but for years and years I would go to the market at the end of the year and get as many peppers as I could, and I'd make some hot sauce and give it away for Christmas. So
nice.
I'm a big fan of that.
Oh, that is awesome.
I know there's some restaurants in the South. They said they have a specialty plate. They said if you can eat this, whatever it is, like say it's like a quadruple cheeseburger with an egg on it, we'll give it to you for free, but it's impossible. So you ever think about doing a promo like that where you have just something where it's just like some monstrosity where no normal person could probably finish it due to either the size of the meal or because it's just too hot, like say Carolina pepper.
Yeah,
hot,
yeah,
so, yeah.
yeah. Mel, they eat it. You give them a T-shirt. They go home and have a heart attack, and it's all good, right?
Yeah, they give them a free T-shirt. Yeah, the meal's free, but you get a T-shirt. Yeah, you can finish that meal. Yeah.
No, yeah, they're I haven't quite got there yet, but I do want to play with that pepper a little bit. We've got some pork rinds I want to put it on. And it just if nothing else, then to encourage more beer drinking.
That's it. Yeah, that's funny.
Man.
That would do it, man.
Yeah, you don't have to encourage me.
No.
I love drinking beer. All right.
Beer drinking leads to munchies. Just remember that.
Mel, thanks so much for being on. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the food. I mean,
much.
It was great. It was
So
great.
much.
Thank you.
absolutely fabulous. Yeah, we will swing by after the show.
Yeah, we're coming by tonight.
Yeah, we'll have a couple of beers and say hi and thank you again for being on. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
That'll
Thanks,
be
Mel.
great.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll
Hey,
see you
I'm
later.
glad you guys enjoyed it. Thanks
Oh,
for having
heck
me.
yeah. All right, take care, Mel. Thanks a lot, man.
So on. Bye-bye.
Oh man, you know what? I love having local people on. I do.
Yeah.
I love having local businesses on. I'm telling you right now, when people decide to start stuff up and just do it, and they have a passion for it, and it's something that they like doing, that is just a really cool thing.
Yeah, and
Kind
he
of went
was-
along with our whole
yeah.
theme for the, what's your passion?
Yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking about it. You know,
Plus, it's a big commitment. It's easy to talk about it, but it's hard to actually implementing it and doing it. I mean, it's like you sit around and say, hey, I want to do this and do that, and it sounds like a noble cause, but then 10 minutes later, most of us forget about it, or it's just you don't have the will to go through with it all the way.
Dude, that takes a lot of.
This is a lot of work.
A lot of work. Yeah.
This is a lot of work.
Yeah. It's a 24-hour job.
What Mel's doing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I meant to ask him. I bet he sleeps 2 hours a night. He's got to work. Seriously, he's got to work like 18 to 20 hours a day.
He's got to have a guy or a girl or somebody.
No, I mean, he has a
staff.
staff, but I'm still saying. I mean, when you do this like him, he's passionate about it. His name's on everything.
Oh yeah.
You got to touch everything. It's got to be perfect.
Well, I'm sure he's delegating some stuff, but I'm sure he's doing most of the work himself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So he's only been open for a year, and he's already got an article in the Trib.
Dude, he's been on tons of things.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Jackie, it was a really good article. And that, as soon as I read the article, I was reading it while I texted man. I'm like, dude, this place opened down by Declan's, down the street from Declan, and I haven't been there yet. We gotta have him on.
Yeah. And what a
choice,
great
yeah.
guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I sent it out. I'm like, hey man, you want to be on the show? We'll just talk about what you're doing. He's like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it was,
Way better guy than Declan.
food was.
Declan will never come on our show. That fucker.
He's on the no-fly list. He's not coming on. Yeah.
No, but I mean, just think about it. I mean, that's a really cool concept. I mean, when you follow, I mean, we all talked, like I said, Jackie said, we talked about what our dream was. But here's a guy, who's living his dream. You think about, Ryan from Bear on the Wall.
Yeah, Ryan Trey. Yeah.
And you think about who's the gosh, I can't believe I can't remember the bear guy, Illuminated Brew.
Oh, Buckman. Yeah.
Brian.
Brian Buckman. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about putting everything. Everything's on the line, right? I mean,
I did that 25 years ago.
You did.
When I opened
You
up
did.
my
Yeah.
center.
It's like poker. It's like you're going all in. And you might win, and you might, but you might.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like you feel like your two aces are good, but there's a lot of hands that beat that, right?
You can get 4 5s.
Yeah, and you gotta have your commitment. Well, that's why I liked when I said, do you have your Gordon Ramsay moments? Because I always feel like if you're yelling at people, you're probably not being very effective, right?
Well, I mean, he does that for the show. I mean, when Gordon Ramsay, I think he's actually.
No, I think he's a giant
he's a
penis.
dick, dude.
I think he's a giant penis.
Oh, I thought he was a nice guy in real life.
No, I think he's a stinky.
Well, I'm
turd.
sure he is as a friend, but I think that working environment. I think he's.
Yeah, because I mean, when you think about Chicago, you think about pizza, you think about hot dogs, you think about beef, right?
Dude, barbecue's the new thing, man.
Yeah.
Beef. I can't. I'm going. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna get that,
That
next
beef
time. I'm
sandwich
gonna get
sounds-
that. I'm gonna get that beef sandwich
Yeah,
next time around.
I'm there, dude.
I gotta
I
try
I really
that.
like how they did the sauce on the side because I like just a little bit of sauce. I like
Yeah.
more of like all the
Yeah,
rubs and
Oh,
stuff.
this is the way to do it.
I would
yeah.
much rather
yeah,
do the
you
rubs than
control
just
it,
like
yeah.
taste the sauces
Yeah.
instead of having it
Slather
dripping.
on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, when business is gonna really take off for Mel is in the next between now and the next 3 weeks. All these college kids coming home right now, because I'm picking up my son next week from Des Moines. I'm gonna tell them about this place because they love trying new stuff, barbecue, and especially like beef sandwiches. When I tell them there's a smoked beef sandwich on the menu at Mel's,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
they're gonna go.
Listen, everything that's left over here that you see,
give it to
Jackson is
Jackson.
Jackson.
Jackson. I was gonna
say give it to
yeah,
Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson's going to wipe this out.
Yeah.
This will all be gone
Yeah.
in a heartbeat. That's what I was saying. I'm like, just leave it.
If I saw this in the fridge, it would be gone too. It would be like all of it.
You know what?
1 in the morning.
My goal is that when we come back, I'm sober enough to not eat all this stuff.
You have to have a wing. I know you can't. You can't.
No, I'll try one. I'll try
can't
one.
say no.
Get
They're
we'll
really
get order
good.
wings when we go there.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this.
I will.
When we go there, we are not letting him buy a beer.
No, he's
No,
not.
no,
This
we're
is
gonna-
very.
no,
No,
we're
I
gonna
know
pay
he's
for
a
Oh,
nice
you think
guy.
he's going to try to give you?
Yeah,
a
no,
beer?
we're gonna pay
he was
for
very
it.
generous. We need to.
No,
we
he's
need
not
to-
going to give us
Yeah.
beer.
No. I said he's a.
No, I know what you're saying. He'd
No,
be like,
he
"Thanks
might-
for coming in."
Yeah,
and-
he
Yeah,
might
no,
buy
no,
us
no,
a beer.
no.
No, we need to patronize him. This
No,
is very
no,
generous
no,
of
no.
him.
He's trying to
This is
make
very
money.
generous.
It's
Yeah.
going to be like the good old boys.
Yeah.
I thought that first round was on the house. He goes, "Oh, it's like $3,000 for that beer."
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to go write a third-party check, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, I know it's good because Ted only asked one pretend fake question where he answered it himself. Like,
Yeah.
you guys do this, and that's good, and I like this. And then the poor Mel is just like, does this guy ask questions, or is he just? And then it's just all you hear is this.
Well, we were all
Hungry.
eating so much, and then we
Hungry.
kind of looked up like
Actually, I
Matt's
was
only
hungry,
talked
too.
for like 10
Hungry.
minutes.
No, that's okay. Like I said, I love doing my research on this stuff. Like I was looking through like the history of barbecue.
Sure.
Right. Africa and the Caribbean is really where barbecue.
Well, like the
Oh, yeah,
Jamaican, like the Jamaican jerk chicken. Yeah,
jerk-
that's
that
real.
jerk
Those
chicken
places,
is
those
so
places
on
are
those
yeah.
grills, yeah.
Yeah.
On those,
yeah, but that's kind of how the whole thing started. And this is weird. They would smoke the meats and dry them, and I never knew this until I literally read this the other day. and then they would put them on the ships and stuff and do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would drop it in boiling water to reconstitute
rehydrate
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Almost like beef jerky, like to
Yeah,
bring it back
so,
to life.
so basically it was beef jerky,
Yeah.
and they brought it back to life in boiling water.
Wow.
So it tasted more like meat, and it wasn't as hard, like a hardtack or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that crazy?
Yeah.
And so the Spanish brought it here, okay? So the Spanish kind of traveled all over, so they were in Africa, they were in the Caribbean. And when they came here, they actually incorporated, because we didn't have lime, and lime was a big thing, they incorporated vinegar. Yeah, vinegar was one of the things that helped to make it kind of like that jerky stuff.
Sure.
And back in the day, way back in the day, actually Americans ate, it was 5-1, pork over beef.
Yeah, I believe it.
I like pork more than beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I got to.
It's the other white meat.
I would pick like pork in my chili or
Yeah.
Yeah.
tacos
I have no
over
interest
beef
in-
anytime.
I'm a pork fan. Yeah.
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 Pork chop.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pork
I think,
loin.
I think
Yeah.
all that shit is so much
Yeah.
better.
This food was great. So
All right. So we got to get to some stuff, because a lot of this stuff has been happening, and I just
So much stuff.
yeah, I gotta do this, and it's kind of funny because sometimes a slip of the tongue, okay, really lets you know what people are thinking. Ted, don't clean up. Just leave it. We're doing a show, Ted.
this is my alter ego.
He's packing up
Yeah,
to
pack
go.
man.
He's leaving.
Leave that shit,
have
because
to
you ain't
talk-
taking any
you
of
have- you
it.
have to- I'm packing it up for Jackson. I'm
Ja-
not taking any of
he's-
it.
He's gonna come take all of it.
That motherfucker can just come downstairs and eat it himself. Yeah, he can just eat it himself. Yeah, he's going to come down there. You don't have to pack anything up. Yeah, we ain't cleaning. Okay, so the other day, the Florida, I can't see you now. It's kind of weird. So
I can't see you.
So one of the
vanished. I'm short.
Florida Republicans was doing a little talk, okay, and he wanted to make a point, but I don't think he made the good point. Okay,
Okay.
he wanted to make a point that he wasn't racist, and then he made a terrible point, but he wanted to make a really bigger point that he didn't hate homosexuals. Okay,
So let's
this
hear
is
it.
what he said. He said, ISIS, the Taliban, and Al Qaeda hate homosexuals way more than we do. Right? No, I mean, you're kind of,
So he's
right?
like, we hate him. We just don't hate him as much as like
right.
ISIS.
I mean, we don't stone them to death, hate them. We just like,
Right.
we
Ted,
just, we
this
just,
is where
we
you
just,
go-
we just ostracize them in society.
Yeah.
But but we're not going
Right.
to actually like
Just
actively.
think about that was he literally thought this out, okay, and wanted to make sure that everybody in the world, because this is being recorded, everybody in the world, that there's people that hate homosexuals way more than him.
way more.
Right.
Way more, partially more, or somewhat more.
When he was practicing his speech in front of the mirror, his chief of staff didn't step in and said, "Congressman or representative, blah blah, what you're about to do is a terrible, terrible idea. The best thing you could do is just don't say anything."
No, I think Mr.
Less is more.
I think Emperor DeSantis absolutely was less like that. You know what? That's a great point. Good. You know what? You're a goddamn genius.
He's probably like, one time I stood next to someone who was gay.
I didn't know it at the
And
time.
I
didn't know at the time.
Right. But then I didn't
He didn't-
freak out about it afterwards.
He didn't catch fire. He didn't catch fire.
I was 6 feet apart
Is that funny?
and wearing a mask.
I mean, I know it's a slip of the tongue, and he probably didn't mean to say. I mean, I don't know. He probably didn't mean to. But think about what you're saying when you say something like that, right?
Well, he's tone deaf. He's obviously not aware of his surroundings. He's a typical politician. So yeah, it probably fits in perfectly with what
I don't know, man. I think Florida's like kind of like really gone to the weird deep end. Like I don't know if you could say anything in Florida right now.
It's not the citizens. You're talking
No,
about the politicians.
politicians.
Yeah.
Florida, politically speaking, is run by a bunch of nuts.
I mean, but
Yeah.
the citizens elected the nut jobs.
Yeah. Well, they're
So-
going to vote him. I think they're going to vote him out.
I don't think
I don't
he's going to be there. I think he's going to run for president, bro.
Well, he's not going to quit his governor job, though.
He doesn't have to. They signed. Oh, yeah, they signed a bill. You didn't. Yeah.
You don't have to.
You don't have to
your
quit. No.
Position
Yeah, how
to-
does
No,
that,
so
how
he
does that
can
normally
run.
work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
he can
in
ignore
Illinois,
his-
in Illinois, if
Pritzker?
Pritzker wanted to run for president, he would have to relinquish his.
Nope. See, that's where Illinois is for chumps. He should make a law, get his government, get the rest of the politicians to just say no, he doesn't have to, like DeSantis did.
Well, when Mayor De Blasio, when Bill De Blasio ran for president, wasn't he the active mayor of New York City? And then when he didn't, make it, he just went back to being the mayor, right? I mean,
Did he go back to being the mayor?
yeah, he was the mayor of New York at the time.
Did he get reelected, or he just
no, he didn't get
stayed?
reelected.
Ever
No,
did.
no, he didn't get reelected, but he did. But he was actively the mayor, whatever his term was.
Okay.
Ran for president, got like 1% of the vote, which no surprise there.
Right.
Then just went back to being the mayor.
1% of the vote.
Yeah.
How do you feel? I mean, no, hold on a second. So you run for mayor. Say you go to the what's it, Iowa? Is it Iowa caucus?
Caucus.
Caucus,
It's
yeah.
just one of the first caucuses.
Yeah, Iowa and Ohio, and
Doesn't
you do
mean
some
anything,
some
yeah.
middle stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you get
You have
no
you have an exploratory committee.
Yeah, but you get no votes whatsoever. You get like your basically your family comes over and votes you in, and a couple of probably drunk college kids are just like, this guy's got the coolest name ever. I saw his daughter. She's hot, man. I'm gonna vote for her. And then you get 1%.
Old college kid voice.
And then somebody, well, yeah, but then somebody's got like a reporter's got to come up and say, Mr. De Blasio, can I ask you a question? Well, you got 1% of the vote. You look like a loser, piece of shit. How do you feel?
Well, I'm saying he was already unlikable. He was already unlikable as mayor. I'm just saying when they do these exploratory committees, doesn't somebody tell them like, hey, this is how you would poll nationally, and if you're under like say 2%, I mean, there's really no point in running.
8%.
Yeah,
you have 8%, sir.
You know why they do that?
Yeah,
For money. So there's somebody that says,
they raise money.
do it, we'll
yeah.
get the money. They get the money, and they don't win, or they don't spend it all, and they keep it. They put it in their coffers, and they find a way, they find loopholes to monetize their campaign for president.
Good point. And also just name recognition. So figure if your name's out there nationally, not that you're gonna like make it to president, but it's like finishing the top 10 of The Voice or
you
something.
could be like a motivational speaker.
Yeah,
Could,
I'm just saying you didn't win, but at least now your name is,
exactly
but
why
now you're
Ted-
nationally recognized.
Wait. I
That's
can
why
just see
Ted's
this.
running for president.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Bill. I'm sorry. How do you say your name, sir?
DeFazio?
De Blasio.
Laverne DeFazio.
Mr. De Blasio finished 32nd out of 33 people running for president in 2004, and he's going to tell you how to. I'm sorry, sir. What are you going to tell them how to do? Go back to your original job. Excellent job, sir. Thank you very much.
How to crawl back to work.
I won the lottery. Fuck all of you.
So then he
wait,
sends.
hold on a second.
He sends a request to Ted for a tip. I'm about to do a speaking engagement.
Dear Ted, I recently did not get any votes for president, and I need.
Yeah, I think there's a politician this year. I think he's like the former governor of Kansas. His name is like Asa Hutchinson. He's like thinking about running for president.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be an epic fail, right? He's not.
Again, it's for money.
Yeah.
He could do. Someone's going to give him money to run for president.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think the big picture is
who backs. I mean, that's like.
I know.
Okay, they just ran the Kentucky Derby, right? So there's 20 horses. 19 of the horses have legitimate odds, and one horse is going off at 1,000 to 1. It's got 3 legs. Okay, as soon as it gets out of that gate, it's just going to fall over because the gate is holding it up. And somebody goes, "Yeah, I'd like to put $10,000 on the what's this called? Glue factory? Yeah, I'd love. Yeah,
that'd be a funny.
why would you
horse.
back? Why would you back this guy?
Some rich guy needs a tax deduction.
But
be,
what's
yeah.
your end result?
I don't know.
When he loses, what do you get out
I mean,
of it?
national name recognition. Let's just say he runs for
No,
it.
but what is the person who's investing the money?
Right.
in
If I
that
give him $1
person's
million
They do
bucks.
it every
Yeah.
day. I mean, every day there's guys donating $1 million, $500,000 to candidates that have no chance of winning. Look at the mayoral race. I mean, right?
No,
I mean, the guy that finished last got a ton of money from somebody.
Well, I think Paul Vallis was actually being funded by that Ken Griffin from the Citadel, which is that big
Well,
hedge
he was
fund.
number 2, so he had a chance.
But he
to
was
win.
being funded millions of dollars from the Citadel, the guy who founded the Citadel, who, by the way, just moved out of Chicago, their headquarters out of Chicago because there was quote unquote too much crime and went somewhere else. I don't know what state he went to, but he was being funded.
Well,
by
that says
so.
a lot about who he's endorsing.
Okay, so that brings me to something that I sent to you guys earlier in the week, the Patriot Mobile thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a cellular company called Patriot Mobile. Okay. They're really big in Texas. It's a big Texas company. They just gave last year, $600,000 to candidates to run for local school board. I think it's a local school board. A couple of them just south of Dallas.
Yeah.
Why would a company give $600,000 to candidates for a local school board?
I would guess an agenda for trying to get things taken out of the school, like certain.
I mean,
obviously there's something in it for them. Obviously there's something in it for them either politically or financially.
Right.
That's the reason why.
Like they want to ban books or they
what that
want-
might be, I don't know, but obviously they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart.
no, it's
Yeah,
so I guess this mobile company is like super right wing. They are just absolutely way out there. But I mean, I think it was like 3 school boards south of Dallas. I mean, how is that worth $600,000? And they gave for this year. They gave another. They gave out another $300,000. So they basically gave out $1 million in 2 years to get people on a school board to do what? What
So
kind
the
of
school
change
board
could
can just
possibly
take money
happen?
from whoever?
I guess the candidates. No, the candidates so they can win, right? So that they can get whatever they
Okay.
want when they win. But it's just the school board. Who really cares?
Well, to them, it's not just a school board, obviously, or they wouldn't be giving them $900,000. So to them,
But what's
in
your
their
end
mind-
result in a school board? I mean, if you tell kids, again, we talked about this before. If you tell kids in this school, you can't read any books about this, as soon as they get out, they can do anything.
Is it a tax shelter thing where if they donate to someone who's running for school board,
there
it's
can't
written
be
off or
any-
something?
But
Like,
there can't be any. How can there be money in giving to a school board? I mean, that doesn't even seem political. I mean, I worked at a school. The people on our local school council were idiots. They were just people who had free time during the day. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even remember anything that they said or did. Why would you give $1 million in 2 years to get people on there? It completely freaked me out.
Makes no
well, in
sense.
Illinois, they're made of parents, and then there's a community representative and a school representative.
Yeah, but
But
you got
the
to
other
win an
ones-
election.
I know. And
You
the
gotta
other
win.
ones, I know, within the school, yeah. And the other ones are all parents.
Yeah, but I mean, no, but everybody has to win, though. You have to, whatever
I know,
year-
yeah, I know. We voted every year, yeah.
Well,
Or
the-
not every year, but
well,
every
the
2
problem with
years, I think.
politics in general, like you said, like from the local level like that to the to the macro level, like the presidential campaign, there's just too much money going around. There's too much corruption. There's too much pay to play. There's too much hidden agenda. So, like I said, you're not really even talking about public servants anymore. You're just talking about people who are like applying to be rulers and emperors. And who can do their own thing, and it's obviously going to enrich themselves, their friends, and their family, and not really help. I mean, they'll help the people in a very ancillary way, I suppose. Throw them a couple of crumbs here and there. Tertiary way. No, I knew you were going to say
Tertiary syphilis way?
Yeah, tertiary syphilis way. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, but I get
Yeah.
it. if I give $1 million to the mayor of Chicago, I expect something. There's no doubt about
Oh,
it.
absolutely, yeah.
I'm gonna build I'm gonna illegally build something, or I'm gonna expect to,
you'll
to get a
you'll get a no
you
bid
know,
you'll get a no bid contract
Yeah,
somewhere down the road, or
exactly.
not you, but like maybe a company that you're affiliated with. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
none of this stuff's rocket
Yeah.
science. Yeah.
If I do the same thing with the president, I know I'm going to get something.
Yeah.
What the hell do you get out of a local school council? What do
Yeah.
you get? Wait, is that milk? Is that milk for anybody? Yeah.
Well, the funny when Clinton was president, and I know they made they talked about Donald Trump being a puppet of the Russians and the whole Russian hoax thing, but this is a real thing. So I guess Hillary Clinton was actually paid $500,000 to give a speech in Russia. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter what she's talking about. The point is, the reason she was paid $500,000 is to have access to either her as the Secretary of State or her husband as the president. That's what the $500,000 for. It's not because she's a dynamic speaker like Tony Robbins, right? We've all heard Hillary Clinton speak.
No, she's way smaller. Tony Robbins is huge. Yeah, I mean he's
Especially when
awesome.
especially when he jumps on the trampoline before he gives the big speeches.
Does he do that?
He jumps on the trampoline.
How
gets
strong
all
is
pu-
that trampoline have to be? He's gigantic. He actually, I think he suffers from gigantism. Right?
He does. I think he has like some pituitary
he
gland.
doesn't,
He has
no.
he does. He have like a pituitary gland
No.
issue.
Isn't he like 6'6"?
like Andre the
I
Giant?
think he's
yeah,
gigantic.
yeah. He's like
He
Andre
is,
the
but
Giant.
He
not-
could kick
doesn't
the
have
shit
any-
out of Hillary
yeah,
Clinton.
he doesn't
Yeah,
have
hard.
any diseases.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, why give money to Hillary Clinton? I just give it to Anthony Robbins and let him beat her up.
Just remember, you're a line. You're a line.
You're a line.
Raised by sheep. Okay. That'll be $5,000, by the way. Okay. So.
No, okay. So
Go in front of the mirror and roar right now.
yeah, it was just one of those weird things that honestly, it just completely freaked me out. It just really did. Okay, so I just want to do this. Did you guys hear the story about the little kids working at McDonald's?
Yeah. The
No.
10-year-olds?
Yeah.
I don't know what state it was, but I did hear
You
that.
didn't hear this?
No.
Oh my God! Yeah. So I guess I don't know how you get ratted out for this, but I guess some 10-year-olds who are working at McDonald's, right? And so the headline
Yeah, because
says,
a 10-year-old can't keep a secret. Hey, guess what I'm doing, guys? I'm working at McDonald's.
well, yeah.
What,
so
what state?
Okay. What do you think? Take a guess.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Alabama,
yeah.
Texas.
Mississippi,
Somewhere in the
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somewhere
somewhere around there.
destitute,
Or
yeah.
California. They're
Right.
pretty liberal there. Anybody could work.
They are not liberal in California at all. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. No, did you see the story in California where they are giving people, homeless people, they want $2 billion to build homeless people apartments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like low-income housing.
But Ted, they're on.
Think like Cabrini Green.
Or like the pods, like the
I have no idea.
storage
Right.
pods.
They're like floats. They're going to be in the bay, in the San
Yeah.
Francisco Bay, and then they're going to shoot pelicans at them and sink them.
So do you know half the
Why not just reopen Alcatraz and
It's a
just
trick.
make it a
Don't-
so
it's a
half of
trick.
all homeless people live in California.
I didn't. Well, I mean, it's a warm weather state. It kind of not Northern California, probably Southern California.
I
It's
have
pretty
no
cold
idea.
up there. Yeah.
I have no idea.
I tell
but
you, if
half
I
of
was
all
homeless, I would not trust the government. If they're telling, I'm homeless. Okay, we're gonna build you a house. That's what I'm saying. It's like a ruse, right? I'd be very skeptical.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? Just go right down these steps right here.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Then go
They're
into this dark room.
and then yeah.
No,
Press
but,
that button.
but actually,
Yeah,
a lot of
that's what I'm
homeless
talking
actually a lot of
about.
homeless people do migrate to California because it's so friendly. The government is very friendly toward the homeless. You know, which I'm saying they shouldn't be treated inhumanely, but they're obviously incentivized more in that state versus like other states. You know, so
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I could see that. It's just weird. Okay, but sorry. These two 10-year-old kids are working at McDonald's. Okay, so that's the headline. All right, but they are actually doing stuff. But when you read the story, their mom was working at McDonald's, was a manager, night manager. So she had them kind of running around and doing stuff. But of course, she gives them the food. They give it to the people in the drive-through.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't know why do people drive around like this? But they had, of course, they recorded it
Yeah.
because why do you have your phone on record all the time?
Every time I go through a drive-through, I just record what's going on.
But you know, but the funny thing is, like, the flip side of that. The flip side is that, yeah, that's good. Let the kid learn some work ethic. You know, it's not like is it child slave
There
labor?
might be-
Is it child slave labor?
There might be rules about a 10-year-old
but I'm
at
s-
a major
right?
corporation.
But I'm saying they should maybe change the rules. You know, just like we don't teach people.
So the problem she made is that she had the child deliver the food,
Yeah,
as
and so
opposed to
people
just like
could see.
coming to work,
Yeah.
hanging out, sit over there.
Yeah, like she's babysitting her kid. at
Well,
work
I
while
mean, you
you're
could
sitting-
do stuff,
Yeah.
but they were dropping fries and flipping burgers and
Yeah.
doing all that kind of stuff,
Right.
Yeah.
and people recorded it. So everybody who came in decided that
and they still
had to record it.
and they were outraged, but they still took the food and ate it.
Yeah,
Those
well,
10-year-olds make great fries.
Did the guy at the drive-thru who was recording that? Did he say, "Oh, I can't take this Big Mac because I was served by a kid who looks underage," or did he gladly accept it and ate it anyway? Then he's part of the problem too.
I'm pretty sure there's 10-year-olds serving this.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. So I'm going to head out with my
When I was in Southeast Asia, there's no unions. I saw people building an actual like a building, and it was like elderly people, kids, middle-aged people, and it was like in good shape. It was like marble, and you know, it was it looks structurally sound. So, but yeah, there's all sorts of people all over the world who do stuff that, you know, that we might find offensive. But
could you imagine? Yeah, you like my new house? Yeah, it was built by 80-year-olds and 8-year-olds. Yeah. That would be no, Ted. There's got to
There's
be
a couple
some.
preschoolers. You know?
yeah,
Well, they do the stuff at the bottom, baseboards,
Right.
baseboards and flooring.
Okay.
Those kids can't reach up there.
Right.
Okay, so that leads me to this. I want people to stop shooting people who work at McDonald's and fast food places. There's way too much violence in fast food places. Have you guys noticed this? Like every day, it seems like there's somebody fighting, punching, shooting someone who works at McDonald's because they got their order wrong.
Right.
Or Burger King or whatever.
Yeah.
Listen,
Chipotle.
there's
Just
a
go
reason.
up and say like, "Hey, I ordered a Big Mac and I got." I don't
Yeah.
go to McDonald's.
I mean, obviously,
A double
you're talking about
with cheese
you're
or
talking about
something.
people with
Yeah.
very poor problem-solving skills in real life. So
But-
it's
but
just a
hold on a
matter of
second.
time before they snap
No,
at anything, right?
No, here's what we're talking about. Listen, you have to expect that they're going to do this. They work at McDonald's for a reason, okay? Listen, if they fuck up your order this time, don't worry about it. Next time, they'll fuck it up, and it'll be in your favor. Don't get so upset about it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
But they want to make $20 an hour.
Tw-
They want to live in wage.
I think they work pretty. I think they,
They
work
wanna
pretty hard at
work- they
McDonald's. I've had good service at a lot of fast food
Well,
restaurants. You know, it's
Teddy,
you know,
there's number one. There's a word on there. It's not just a thing. There's a word. It says Big Mac, and there's a picture of a Big Mac.
Not even. It's a number now. Give me a number one.
What?
They don't even have to. It's a number one. They've dumbed it down so much that you don't even ask for a Big Mac. You say, just give me a number one.
like the meal.
The
A number
meals.
one?
Yeah.
Ooh, would you eat a number two? That sounds
They haven't-
gross.
there's a
Nobody
number two.
orders that.
It's a one.
It's like
it goes
the
right to
13th
three.
floor. They just skip the 2.
No, the number two is
Yeah.
the two cheeseburgers.
Isn't the 14th floor the 13th floor? What? No. No.
They put a spacer in there.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not worried about getting my order messed up at McDonald's. I'm worried about the obstetrician messing up delivering a baby. That's what I'm worried about. Or the anesthesiologist who gives you too much what do you call it? Liquid dilaudid or something. That's the one I'm worried about. I'm not worried about not getting a side of fries with my Big Mac. That's the least of my worries.
Good news
But
is
people are, Ted. People are getting really pissed off.
Well,
I mean, there's
they need
getting angry.
they need to recalibrate their expectations.
Right.
About,
That's what I'm saying.
They need
Listen,
to listen to this show.
yeah, when
Yeah.
you go to a fast food place, lower your expectations. When you say, I want a number 4, expect a number 3, and just live with it.
So, like when they literally give you like a piece of paper with a number 4 on it, you're not supposed to be
Yeah,
mad.
don't be mad. When you go in, here's what I would do. If there's 1 through 10, just pick a number you don't want, and you'll probably get the number that you want. It's that simple.
Or how about this? Do you really need to be at a drive-thru at 1 o'clock in the morning ordering a supersized
this
meal?
shit is happening during Ted. This shit is happening during the day, in the middle of the day.
Okay.
People are already angry at 11 o'clock.
And they're fighting with other customers in line, too. Those are the big ones, too.
Yeah.
So now at McDonald's, because you order on those kiosks or you come to pick your food up, so there's all types of people like they don't know where the line is, if there is a line, because there's nobody taking your order, so people are getting their food. It's all over. I mean, people are just getting pissed off because they're waiting for the food and someone else's is before theirs, and they don't understand the concept that they placed the order in advance of theirs. So
And then
people
you
are
get the
starting
old
to
guy
fight
who
with
just
each
wants
other.
a coffee and he doesn't know how to use the kiosk.
that
and
was,
he just,
so that was me.
That's
so
me, too, yeah.
So I walked in. I've been to McDonald's probably one time in the last 5 years.
Yeah, they won't,
and I
they
wanted
won't
a
even
coffee.
acknowledge you.
since our dad died.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I used to pick him up a cheeseburger and a fry every Thursday.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
bring it. Never ate it. I never eat at McDonald's, but I would do that and get a salad
I
or
love
something.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
I love McDonald's.
I would.
In
I would
small
too.
doses. Yeah.
If I went the rest of my life and never had fast food, I'd be the happiest guy in Guytown. But yeah, so I walk in and I was like, "Hey man, I just want coffee." And the kid looks at me and goes, there's the screen over there. And I was like, "Yeah, okay, great. I don't want to look at a coffee. I just want a coffee, man."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Is it easier if I pay cash?" And he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh shit!"
He
I'm
wants
like,
you to
"Do I
use
have to go to
Apple
do I have to-
Wallet.
Yeah,
Use your Apple
I have to go
Wallet.
to Starbucks and spend $9 right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Damn it!"
That's exactly right. They don't want people coming in there and ordering at the counter anymore.
No, so I,
wouldn't
had to
say
steal.
anything.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of old people that like to go to McDonald's for their breakfast and their coffee.
Sit there and yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's-
see all
it's
those
huge,
guys. I
yeah.
love those guys.
Yeah.
You-
My
you-
husband, my
First there in the-
father-in-law.
Yeah, first thing in the
My
morning.
father-in-law is that
Same with
person.
Dunkin' Donuts. There's always that group of older men, and
Yeah.
and they always seem to have like some whatever ethnic group they're from, but they're always like just congregate there at like 8 in the
Yep.
morning.
And then whatever
Yeah.
group they're from,
Which is
they
good
hate.
for them.
They hate
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah.
yeah. They hate. They're all Greek
Right.
guys. They're all Greek guys. They hate the Italians. Oh, you know what? You know what this world would be better without? Oh, the Italians.
Actually,
There's
I
nothing good
tried
about
to sit in the middle of the group one time. I was like, hey guys, what's going on here? What are you guys talking about? Can I join in?
them. Hey, fellas,
What do
what do we hate?
Were you complaining about the government?
Our dad
are you
hated
complaining-
everybody.
Are you complaining about?
He'd just pick a fight with
I'm like,
anybody.
are you guys complaining about the government again?
Oh, I love the government. Yeah, I actually work for the government. This is the greatest day of my life. Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. I know. I love that shit. Okay, let's put this thing to bed because Ted probably has to poo.
I want to take a nap.
Yeah, that's
You got to go out and.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple of
Phillips.
drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I know he's got some good bourbons and stuff. I saw the.
I
I was
saw that
looking
too.
through the website. Yeah.
I saw the bar.
Wait, you did,
Ted, that's why
Wait,
Ted wanted to go.
you learned about the. You learned about our.
He went
guest?
there. He made it. He
Oh,
I
you were
read the
just
article
when you were there.
Yeah, I did some reconnaissance while I
did
was
recon.
in the 5 minutes I was waiting for the food, which was served very promptly. I did a lot of reconnaissance.
I think
didn't
he's
just
more
sit
prepared
there.
for this show than you are today.
What? No,
West
yes.
Texas style.
That's that is so funny. I knew that months ago. You learned that today because I asked you to pick up the food. That's really great. Yeah, I was going to ask Jackson to pick up the food, but I assumed he would just eat most of it, and we would get none. He's like, "Yeah, he left you guys a bite. There you go.
Right.
You guys split that."
There's enough. There's
I'll
enough for
tell you
Jackson
how it
here.
all tasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could just go down here.
Yeah.
All right, so let's put this thing to bed. Teddy, your last thoughts.
It was yummy. That's my last thought.
I like it.
Yeah. That
Usually
kinda,
Ted follows me and says the same thing, but I'm going to say the same thing. That
What?
was yummy.
Oh my God.
That was delicious.
is that all our last thoughts? We're just going to go with yummy?
Yeah. What else?
Well,
is
mine
there?
is different. I think it
Okay.
was delicious.
Be kind and rewind.
Yeah. You kind of rewind.
No. That was in the song. You don't get to do that
know.
again.
Oh, you caught that?
Yeah. Yeah.
We giggled, right?
Yeah.
When you listen to it, you'll hear it.
Those songs are awesome. It's one of my favorite things. I basically, here's what I do. I don't listen to much of the show. I listen to your song. Okay. I listen to me. I don't even listen to Ted's tip. I just listen to me make fun of Ted afterwards. I just fast forward. And I just get to the point where I make fun of Ted for whatever he said, because it usually happens. I mean, it hasn't the last couple times because he's been so cogent and tangent.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then
Boring,
We'll
Ted.
make sure that doesn't happen again. I'm going to
Boring,
show
Ted.
up.
Yeah.
See, I think Matt just says he likes my songs because he wants me to continue to do them. I really don't think. I think him and Ted are conspiring.
What? Yeah, we're conspired.
Every time Mark writes a song, tell him how good his voice sounded. Tell him how much
We
you
have
love the
we have
song.
electronic thing
'cause
under the
we-
counter. We're like this.
Today's was the best. Like it was the perfect pitch for you.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
song.
You really did that
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
well.
we're like the
Knew what
Houston,
it was right off the bat.
we're like the
too.
Houston
Yeah,
Astros. We got
good.
trash cans. We're like signaling each
Yeah.
other like this.
Yeah, you and Matt. Yeah.
Ted.
Very good.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, you got all the dogs barking.
Every time we knock down her, the dogs bark.
So
on the
except
stairs.
for Socks, who's laying next to me, because I've been giving her little pieces of meat
Yeah.
this whole time.
No, have you really?
Oh yeah, I've been picking
Yeah.
it.
I was wondering what I thought you had like you picked your nose and you were flicking your
no.
booger
Well,
on
I
the
got
floor.
a picture on. I'm gonna put a picture of Socks on the
I've been
website.
feeding your dog.
She
Oh,
was,
yeah,
like,
you
sitting
should.
there begging for the food.
Oh yeah, and she does it really great. This is the best thing about this dog. It's a little dog, so it'll
she's
walk
the
up to you
best.
and she'll just put her head on your leg, and just look at you and be like, "Wow, you know what? I'm
Hello,
pretty sure
mister."
if I don't eat, I'm going to die." So
Socks has
just
a
go ahead
British
and
accent.
live with that.
Hello, mister.
Hello, Miss. She also has
Can't I get a
huge.
bite?
She has huge eyes.
Yeah.
And she's super soft, so like it's hard not to give her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's a great dog. That's
Yeah.
why I have
Hello,
one dog.
governor.
Now I
Yeah.
have
Hello,
3
governor.
dogs. Yeah.
That sounds like the coronation.
Oh God, don't even. No, we're not getting. It's too late
We'll
to get
we'll
into
save
that.
that for another time.
All right, so we first of all we want to thank Mel Thillens for being on.
Yeah.
He was absolutely fantastically wonderful.
Yeah.
I was afraid to ask the question about the last name because I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
I think we all thought the same thing. I was like, it's
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Is he
no,
related
I
to
didn't.
the
I
Thillens?
didn't think
You
so
know?
at all. I didn't.
Yeah,
Think.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't
I
realize that
definitely-
until. I mean, I grew up idolizing Thillens Stadium. That's
Right.
where we played our All-Star games. That was a big deal
Oh,
when we
yeah.
got to go play there.
Yeah, we
because in
played
the
league ball,
Chicago
yeah.
was the only stadium that had a fence that you could hit a home run. We never
Oh,
played.
hell
in-
yeah.
Our parks don't have fences; they're just open.
Yeah.
You know, so that was like, and it had a stadium. It's a stadium.
Oh yeah.
It was the best thing. Two different fields. Yeah.
Yeah. The good field, the really good one
Right,
with
and
the
then
scoreboard and
with the
everything.
And then the
if
other
you
one.
if you hit the
If
scoreboard,
you hit the
then you get $100 or something,
Something
or
like that.
$1,000.
they had the Thillens
saving
truck.
$100 savings bond or something. Yeah, if you were a kid,
Yeah.
it's a little kid
Wow.
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you hit
That's
a home
cool.
run,
Wow.
you did that, and man, we swung. I mean, the games all ended up like 1-0 because no one tried to get a hit.
Fences,
Everybody was
fences,
just trying to get a
trying to
home
hit a
run.
homer.
fences
Yeah.
change your swing.
Yeah.
Fences-
Short porch
fences
in right
change your
field,
swing.
man. I
Yeah.
took one down that
yeah.
one.
We were all Mike Schmidt and
Yeah.
Mike Trout
Yeah.
trying to hit home runs. And that was before there was a Mike Trout.
Yeah.
All right, so thanks to Mel. Next week, this is really cool, and this is gonna be really wild, man. We are gonna have a woman on from I believe it's the National Funeral Museum.
Oh, that
Yeah.
runs in our family.
What?
Our Uncle Gene and our grandfather.
Oh yeah, they were
Morticians?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
morticians.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've got
Holy
I've
crap.
got their card. I'll take a picture of it.
That is insane.
You can put it on the website. I've got a
Wow.
picture of their
Do you realize after
the cards used to be this big, by the way. It was like a
this big?
Oh, really?
It was like a book.
It's like,
the size of a book.
Kunstman and Cumming.
Yeah. Oh my
Mortuary
God.
services.
I completely forgot.
Yeah.
So that's next
cool.
Tuesday. The show's on Tuesday next week.
Next week Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, next week Tuesday, and then a week after that, we have got Chris Hazard, the hiking guy, and he is going to talk to us about hiking. So first, we're going to learn about what happens to you when you die, and all the horrible things they probably do to you.
Well, and they lived above the funeral home.
Are we going to?
And
Yeah,
most of
land
them all
tragedy.
do,
You're
yeah.
going to
I
have all
remember
that
now.
stuff to talk about.
I remember now. I did not remember that until Jackie mentioned that. Oh man, yeah. So we got a lot of cool,
Yeah.
really cool stuff coming up, and I've been talking to a lot of people. So hopefully, if they don't listen to the show, they'll be on the show. Right? That's the key. Like, what kind of show do you got? Really good one. Yeah,
Come on, you'll find out.
yeah. Don't whatever you do, don't listen to
Family
it.
show.
Yeah,
Family
Don't
show.
let the name fool you.
Family show.
yeah. Absolutely, don't let. Yeah, it's a good wholesome.
You
it's
need
wholesome.
to pick out episodes. Say, listen to this one and this one.
When
Do
when
not
I
listen to
Why,
these.
which one is the good family show? Which
when I
one-
have new friends listening, I do the same thing. I'm like, here's 3 that you should listen to.
Right. Well, we had one. We had one where we couldn't swear. Which one was?
Oh
was it-
yeah.
Well, Linda, the Bigfoot lady.
Bigfoot lady. Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
We couldn't swear with her.
That's next week too. There would be no swearing at
Right.
all, from start to finish. There would be
There wasn't
no
much
curse
swearing
words.
today.
No.
What?
Well, we were fucking stuffing our fucking faces.
You could say golly gosh, heck in a handbasket.
All right. Yeah, I wouldn't even. You know what? I wouldn't even get that much. Death is you
Motherfucker.
Wow, Teddy, I did not think you were going there. All right. Listen, everybody, have a great time. Listen up. Tell all your friends
Wait,
about
what are your
us.
final? You didn't give any.
Oh
We
yeah.
just all said yummy.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah. Nightmare. This was a nightmare for me.
This one,
Yeah,
yeah, because
smelling that and watching you guys eat it.
Yeah.
I'm literally asking him questions, and you guys are literally
we
just
there was
stuffing.
5 minutes where we just ate.
Yeah. You're stuffing your faces.
Actually, more than 5 minutes where the three of us just ate, and you did all the
Yeah,
talking.
and here's the best part. You I don't know if you did.
Did you hear us
notice
smacking?
it.
Do you think
Yeah. My sister gets like she gives me a signal for napkins. I'm asking questions.
Oh yeah.
Any one
And
of
I
these,
was like, and I'm thinking, good call.
yeah. Any
like,
one of these
thank
three
you,
assholes.
thank you. I
Any
didn't
one of
wanna
these three
ask
assholes could go anywhere in a kitchen and find a napkin. Right, but I got to get it. I'm the only guy who's paying attention. They're all like, "Yeah, I got a question for you. Is there more? Yeah, where's the
Thank you,
spoon?
man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, and then, did we find out if Ted's sweatpants are barbecue proof or not?
So if I go
Barbecue
on-
sauce
If I
proof.
go on a date, I just do this. Oh, what were we saying now? What were we saying now?
My God.
I'm sorry.
You know what's you know what's interesting? We're gonna find out because he's probably got barbecue sauce all over him.
when he stands up.
Yeah, no, we're gonna find out if he actually washes these clothes in between wears,
yeah, next
Yes.
or
week.
if tomorrow when I see him, he'll have the same clothes on. He always does, and they'll just have like barbecue, like hand stains, like running along.
Well, now
his
you just
pants
slut
and his
shame me, so
shirt.
you know I'm going to be wearing something different.
Yeah,
Well, I
so
know
that,
you
that
off.
only means if you remember.
I think Ted got sauce on his finger. He ate his finger. He's
Wait,
missing his.
Wait
pinky
a minute,
finger.
lefty. All right, enjoy, have fun, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.